രാഹുൽ ഗാന്ധിയെ ഒറ്റ സെന്റൻസിൽ വിശേഷിപ്പിക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ ആൻ എറിഡൈറ്റ് ആൻഡ് വൈസ് പേഴ്സൺ വിത്ത് ഓവർഫ്ലോയിങ് ഹ്യൂമാനിറ്റി ആൻഡ് കമൻഡബിൾ ഹ്യൂമിലിറ്റി. അതായത് വളരെയേറെ അറിവ് സമ്പാദിച്ച വിവേകമുള്ള വ്യക്തി എന്നതിനൊപ്പം കരകവിഞ്ഞൊഴുകുന്ന മനുഷ്യത്വവും പ്രശംസനീയമായ വിനയവും ഉള്ളയാൾ. എന്നാൽ മോദിയെക്കുറിച്ച് പറയുകയാണെങ്കിൽ ഇതിൻ്റെ നേരെ വിപരീതമാണ്. ആൻ ഇഗ്നറന്റ് ആൻഡ് ഡിംവിറ്റഡ് പേഴ്സൺ വിത്ത് ഓവർഫ്ലോയിങ് അരഗൻസ് ആൻഡ് നോട്ട് ഈവൻ എ ട്രേസ് ഓഫ് ഹ്യൂമാനിറ്റി ആൻഡ് ഹ്യൂമിലിറ്റി. യാതൊരു അറിവുമില്ലാത്ത മൂഢനായ വ്യക്തി എന്നതിനോടൊപ്പം കരകവിഞ്ഞൊഴുകുന്ന അഹങ്കാരവും മനുഷ്യത്വത്തിൻ്റെയും വിനയത്തിൻ്റെയും ചെറിയ ഒരു കണിക പോലും ഇല്ലാത്ത ആളും. കൂട്ടിക്കാനം മരിയൻ കോളേജിലെ വിദ്യാർത്ഥികളുമായുള്ള രാഹുൽ ഗാന്ധിയുടെ ഈ സംവാദത്തിൽ ഒരു വിദ്യാർത്ഥി രാഹുൽ ഗാന്ധിയോട് ചോദിക്കുകയാണ്, ഞാൻ ചേട്ട എന്ന് വിളിച്ചോട്ടെ എന്ന്. അതിന് രാഹുൽ ഗാന്ധി പറഞ്ഞ മറുപടി, തീർച്ചയായും വിളിച്ചുകൊള്ളൂ അനിയ എന്നാണ്. അതിനുശേഷം ആ കുട്ടി ചോദിക്കുന്ന ചോദ്യം, അമേരിക്കയും ഇസ്രയേലും ഇറാനുമായി നടത്തുന്ന യുദ്ധം എങ്ങനെയാണ് ഇന്ത്യയെ ബാധിക്കുക, അതുപോലെ ഇത്തരം ഒരു സന്ദർഭത്തിൽ താങ്കൾ എന്താണ് ചെയ്യുക എന്നാണ്. അതിന് രാഹുൽ ഗാന്ധി പറയുന്ന മറുപടി മുഴുവനായി വ്യക്തമായി കേൾക്കേണ്ടതാണ്. അദ്ദേഹത്തിന് കാര്യങ്ങൾ മുൻകൂട്ടി കാണാനുള്ള ദീർഘവീക്ഷണം ഉണ്ട് എന്ന് ഇത് വ്യക്തമാക്കുകയാണ്. കാരണം ഇതിൽ നിന്ന് ഇന്ത്യ കേൾക്കുന്ന തിരിച്ചടി എന്താണ് എന്ന് അദ്ദേഹം പറഞ്ഞതിൻ്റെ പിറ്റേ ദിവസം അദ്ദേഹം പറഞ്ഞതുപോലെ തന്നെ സംഭവിച്ചിരിക്കുകയാണ് എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. ഈ ചാനൽ നിങ്ങൾ ഇതുവരെ സബ്സ്ക്രൈബ് ചെയ്തിട്ടില്ലെങ്കിൽ സബ്സ്ക്രൈബ് ചെയ്യാൻ മറക്കല്ലേ.
So before I begin, may I call you Chetta?
Yeah. Well, first tell me what it means.
Bhaiya.
Okay. Yeah. You call me anything you want.
Yes, we call Chetta to someone who is elder than us.
Okay.
And, my
Chetta.
name is... Yes, Chetta.
And what do you say to somebody who's younger?
Aniya.
Anya.
Yes.
Okay. Anya.
Good afternoon, Chetta. My name is Bobilal. I am a first year BCom student. And it's one of my greatest privilege to ask you a question. And thank you for spending your most of the time with us. And moving towards the question, we are all aware of the war going on between Israel and Iran. Do you think this war could affect India adversely?
Yeah, hugely.
How do you think it will?
First of all, on the surface, it looks like a war between America, Israel, and Iran. It's actually a conflict between America, China, and Russia. That's the real players are America, China, and Russia. And the conflict is taking place in Iran, in Ukraine, and in other places. But the real conflict, the big conflict, is that we have a superpower called the United States, and we have a challenger called China. And the United States is trying to make sure it remains the superpower, and China is slowly advancing closer and closer to the United States. So that's the broader picture. The Middle East is the center of energy production in the world. So pretty much all energy that is being utilized, or a huge chunk of it, is coming from the Middle East, right? The cars that you're driving, the buses, the cars, most of it is coming from there. And that is now being constricted. The Strait of Hormuz is blocked. The Americans are attacking Iran. Iranians are attacking the American assets. But the story for the rest of the world is, you guys are fighting, but we are also going to pay the price. And how is India going to pay the price? Directly because of our energy reliance on the Middle East. Huge part of our oil comes from the Middle East. That is going to get very expensive. That is going to get disrupted. Prices in India are going to rise. Fuel in India is going to become more expensive. Economic growth in India is going to slow down. And so we have to be very careful about what we do. And by the way, this is not only about the Iran-Israel-America conflict. This is the world we are now moving into. You will see that more and more conflicts of this nature are going to come. There is already one in Ukraine. Millions of people have been killed. Now there's one in Iran. But these conflicts, at least for this period, for this transition period, they're going to increase. And you're going to see more and more of them. So India has to understand that we are now entering a violent time, dangerous time. So we have to be very clear on what our policy positions are, on why we do what we are doing, and how we are maneuvering through this dangerous period. Because if we don't, and we get caught in the fight, then we are in serious trouble. China's our border, China's on our border, and America's our ally. And they're getting ready to fight. So we have to be very careful where we are standing and that we don't suddenly get sucked into their fight.
If you were the one making decisions, what would be the changes that you will make to safeguard us Indians?
The single most important thing for any country is to know what its strength is. And because it's your strength that protects you. So India's strengths are very clear. India's strength is harmony and diversity. That means India's strength is that we bring people together, we create harmony, even though people are very different. Kerala is an excellent example of that. You are extremely diverse, but you are calm, collected, harmonious. So our biggest strength is keeping all our people together, united, comfortable, and protected. In the 21st century, something fantastic has happened, which never happened before, which is that any information, regardless of what it is, suddenly has value. You send a WhatsApp from here to there, it has value, automatically, right? Your medical history has value. We call that data. So for us, if we want to be a powerful country, we have to understand that we have the largest pool of data on the planet. The only comparable pool of data to us is China. We have 1.4 billion people, they have 1.4 billion people. Size is the same. Basic amount of data being created is similar. This is like our central resource. And this is what is going to protect us. So we have to make sure that it is secured and that our people benefit from it. Not American companies, not the United States. Please understand one more thing. That in the fight between China and America, what do you think is the single most important asset? If you're American and you're competing with China, what do you think is the single most important asset? Try. Huh? Indian data. Because the United States understands very clearly that without Indian data, the United States cannot remain a superpower. It is only the United States combined with Indian data that can compete with China. Without Indian data, America can never compete with China. This is something they realize, but we don't realize. Our political class doesn't realize. Our students don't realize. In fact, before I told you, I don't think you would think about it. That actually Indian data is like, oil in the 20th century. Countries that had oil in the 20th century, America, Russia, Saudi Arabia, they use that oil to develop. The same way, data is like oil. And we have the biggest pool. But we are just gifting it. We're just giving it away for free. So these to me are the two central things that we got to make sure. That we have data, that our people are harmonious, protected, comfortable, not fighting among each other. And then the third thing is, can we get into competing with China on production? Can we start to make these things, shoes, watches, this, in India, and can we make it competitively with China? If we do these three things, nobody's going to touch us. Nobody can touch us, nobody will be able to touch us. But if we give away our data, if we don't produce anything, and our people are fighting with each other, then we're in trouble. And my problem is that that's the path we're on. The path we're on is, our people are being made to fight. One religion is being made to fight another religion. One language is being made to fight another language. One caste is being made to fight another caste. We're not producing anything. And we're just handing over our biggest asset to the United States. So that's actually what my political fight is about.